So what sort of document should you have when you do an estate plan? Well, you can do a trust, and trusts are a little bit more elaborate than wills are, but trusts are good in some respects because they can do a better job of managing your assets if you're incapacitated. And when you die, if you've got a trust and the trust is done correctly, you can avoid this thing called probate. Wills, on the other hand, are good because they're simple, people understand them, and when you do a will, you get a power of attorney. Let's just kind of summarize the documents you might need if you do a trust, and then we'll summarize the documents you might need if you do a will. If you do a trust, you get a little will, and the little will is called a pour-over will. It's spelled P-O-U-R. If you pass away and you were supposed to have something owned by your trust, and you left it in your name, then the pour-over will says when you die, we don't give it to your spouse, we don't give it to your kids, we give it to the trust, and it pours your assets into the trust then. The problem with the pour-over will, by the way, is you go through probate. The reason people get trust is to avoid probate. But you get the pour-over will, hopefully it'll work. Whether you do a will or a trust, you need powers of attorney. You need financial powers of attorney. Financial powers of attorney will allow somebody to manage your assets if you're incapacitated. You need a durable power of attorney. Durable means that it will survive even if you're incapacitated. You absolutely need medical documents. You need advanced directives. Advanced directives are sometimes used as a term that covers everything from a medical power of attorney to allow somebody to make a routine medical decision for you to a living will that allows somebody to pull the plug on you. But regardless of what you call it, you need one more thing on the medical side, and that's something called a HIPAA release. HIPAA is a very difficult and very problematic health care privacy law. If you have a HIPAA release, you list on the HIPAA release everybody you want the doctors to be able to talk to, and the doctors can talk to them. Without a HIPAA release, you might find your family has no access. Without a HIPAA release, you may find your family has no access to your medical professionals.